I was 5 years old when I experienced my first heartbreak. My dad worked as a hazmat technician, and he dealt with oil spills, toxic materials, and natural disasters. In August of 2005, he was asked to clean up the devastating effects of Hurricane Katrina in New Orleans and provide necessities like blankets and personal toiletries. Little did I know that the loving arms that I called home would be taken away from me for a long 2.5 months. There were times when I would stop to whatever I was doing and try to remember what he looked like, and I couldn't remember. I'd feel my heart begin to race and my entire body would get hot. I felt like I couldn't breathe and the world around me would slow down. Yet my heart felt like it was beating at 100 miles an hour, and I would start to cry. Cry because I couldn't remember what he looked like, and because it felt like he was never going to come home. Sorry. My grandma would say, "Esta pobre niña está sufriendo," which translates to "this poor girl is suffering." Quite frankly, I felt like my heart was broken. To try and ease my pain, I would read. I would read anything I could get my hands on, whether it was reading The Rainbow Fish to my dog Lucky or random papers around the house. Reading seemed to be the only remedy to my broken heart. It distracted me from thinking about the fact that my dad was gone and would be gone for a long time. Reading made time slow down, and when I would read, the only thing that had my attention were the words on each page that never seemed to end. My favorite part of the day was at night when I would talk to him over the phone. Even though when I heard his voice, I'd cry. It was comforting to hear him say that he would be home soon, that he missed me and that he loved me. But there were days where we couldn't talk because of the time difference or that he was busy. But however, when we were able to talk after a long period of not being able to, he would talk about his day, saying that he helped a lot of people and that he cleaned up a lot of broken pieces of broken houses. Just hearing him go on about his day and to hear his voice anchored my anxiety. When I would talk to him, I forgot about being so far from him, and it felt like if he were standing right in front of me. We probably only talked for about 10 minutes, but it felt like 2 hours. When it was time to say goodnight, I was faced with the reality, and the sadness came back, rushing over me like a wave. And of course, then I couldn't understand why he was separated from me, but now I see him as a hero. While he was out there, he was helping so many people see their lives coming back together. What he gave those people was a new outlook on their lives. He gave his time, and they received hope. Even though this was a difficult time in my life, I'm thankful for the opportunity to have experienced this temporary loss at such a young age. I have come to learn that this sense of loss I felt was essential to becoming independent, who I am today. I also learned that there is no way to get over loss. You simply have to learn to live with it, which is what I had to do. The more time I spent away from my dad, the easier it got to get through each day. As I've gotten older, I've realized that loss is a recurring theme in life, and it forces us to become stronger, and we shouldn't be afraid to go through loss because it helps us grow. In a few short months, I'll have to say goodbye to both my parents as I go off to college. However, this time around, we'll be separated for much longer over the course of 4 years. Although I'm looking forward to continuing my education, the thought of leaving them does scare me. Saying goodbye this time around may be a little harder, but I'm quickly reminded of how I managed to live without my dad for 2 months, and I can see that I'm fully capable of living on my own. I'm 17 years old now, and if my 5-year-old self was able to do it then, I can do it now. I'm done. Shout outs. Miss Hagee, I know you're not here right now, but you and Mr. Hagee are my favorite couple. Thank you for inspiring me to major in psychology and being the best cheer coach ever. Also, thank you for always giving me advice whenever I needed it. I love you. Miss Acosta, I'm sorry to say this, but I was a little bitter when you replaced Miss Servato, but I'm so glad I pushed those feelings aside and gave you the benefit of the doubt. You're my favorite teacher, and I know I can always count on you for advice. I can't wait to walk down the graduation aisle with you. Love you. Miss PD, thank you for always being there for me, and thank you for showing me how not to only stand up for myself, but for those around me. Thank you for being someone I can trust and vent to, especially when I needed it the most last year. The world needs more of you. Oh my God, this is so embarrassing. Mr. McCormick, Mr. Gilson, and Mr. D. I really can't put into words how thankful I am for the opportunity you have all given me to attend RHP. I'll forever cherish the memories I've created in these past 7 years, and I wouldn't have them if it weren't for you all. I will forever be indebted to you all, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Miss Taylor and Miss Dimet, Thank you for always being there for me through the college application process, and thank you, Miss Taylor, for always editing my essays. And Miss Diamond, thank you for all that you've done for me so far. Evan and Irvin, you guys are like family, and I'm so glad that we're friends. I will miss you both so much next year. Tree and Lacey, thank you for always making me laugh in bio. I'm so glad to have gotten closer to you both this year. P.S. Tree, I forgive you for calling me fat and outdoor, and thanks for always finding my life interesting and loving Grey's Anatomy as much as I do. I love you guys. Aubrey, from Dr. Golden's 4th grade class to being reunited in the same advisory in 9th grade, I wouldn't have it any other way. He always makes me laugh, and it makes me sad that we'll be separated again next year. This year with you was an adventure, and I loved every second of it. Thanks for also wondering why you weren't born a Kardashian. I have enjoyed playing along with your Anthony story and sitting next to you in AP Lit last year. Hesty and Rare talking Latinas. I love you. Natalie, you're crazy, but that's why we're friends. Although we didn't see eye to eye when we first met, I'm glad I gave you a second chance because you're my favorite. Costa Rica definitely would have been the same without you. Mahan, Omar, the fan, es oxigena, no es agua. I love you. Ian, you're a cool guy and you're a really good friend, and I'm glad we got close this year. Austin, Joanna, Dynasty forever. I love you. Matthew, you're great and you make me laugh with your clumsy mistakes. Thank you for always answering my never-ending questions. I have no idea how I'll survive next year without you. Nicole, I'm sorry I didn't talk to you for those first 2 weeks in art class, but I'm so glad that you transferred and that we got close this year. I really don't know what I would do without you. Thanks for always being there to gossip in AP Bio and knowing how crazy my life is. You're gonna kill it in Kenya next year, and I'll miss you so much. Christopher, there's no one else I'd rather spend 3 hours sitting on display beds at Sears with. And I'm sorry that me and Amber always give you the silent treatment as a joke, but just know that I still love you. From photo in 8th grade to sleeping under the stars at the Colorado River, I wouldn't trade all of our crazy memories we have together. My life would be dull without you. You're the only person who would make me laugh about absolutely nothing. I love you, and our merge calls with Amber. Amber, if someone were to tell me in the 8th grade that you'd be my best friend in high school, I'd tell them that they're crazy. Thank you for being as weird as me and for making me laugh so hard that it feels like we're the only people in the room. Thank you for struggling with me on every outdoor ed trip. They wouldn't be the same without you. I really don't know how I'm gonna make it through college without you. I know I'll make some new friends, but just know that you're the only one who has my title as best friend, and there's only one Amber Renee in this world. I love you. Oh my God, no, I don't want to cry. Sophia, if someone were to ask me what scares me the most about going to college next year, my answer would be the fact that I'm going to be separated from you. How am I going to be expected to share a room with a complete stranger when all I've ever known is sharing my room with you? You're my best friend in my heart. All I've ever done is try to protect you from the evil in this world, and I'm sorry if I couldn't prevent every heartbreak and mean person from hurting your feelings. Just know that I tried. You're beautiful and really smart, and don't let anyone ever make you feel otherwise. You know me like no other, and I'm terrified to not have you with me 24/7 next year. I love you endlessly. Mom, thank you for loving me unconditionally, and thank you for defending me always and never letting anyone bother me. I'm sorry I steal all your clothes and makeup. I don't know what I'm going to do without you telling me to clean my room next year. I feel really bad for my roommate. You're my other half, and I'd die for you. Thank you for putting your life on hold for me and my siblings. You deserve the world and more. Expect a lot of FaceTime calls next year because I don't know how I'll be able to get through each day without seeing your face. I love you so much. Marta, thank you for taking the time to come out here today, and thank you for always inviting me to go places with you and Brianna. You never fail to make me laugh with all your crazy stories about working for and driving Donald Trump around. I consider you an uncle, and I thank you for always wanting the best for me. I love you. Oh my God. Dad, I'm sorry that I'm not always the nicest to you at times. Just know that I really love you. And words cannot describe how thankful I am that you're my dad. All you ever wanted was the best for our family, and you've gone to the extremes to make that happen. I just want you to know that your hard work doesn't go unnoticed. Thank you for always believing in me and pushing me to be the best person that I can be. You're my hero and my inspiration in everything I do. I love you to the moon and back. Thank you.